Alright guys, so what I would like to do here is a quick demonstration of a boss battle in Soul Sacrifice Delta. Before I get into that though, there are a couple more things that I want to mention about changes in Delta. They've done a lot of balancing, not just with spells, but also with boss encounters. For example, like the slime boss, they've changed the mechanics of the slime boss that, if you remember, he was constantly spamming his slime balls all over the place, making it near impossible to get close to him and perform as a melee fighter. But they've changed that so that way the slime boss now kind of changes phases in and out. Sometimes he'll spam those slime balls, sometimes he won't, and there's even some new attacks with certain bosses as well. I won't spoil that for you. I'll just let you discover it for yourself, perhaps, in Soul Sacrifice Delta. From this menu here at the top, I could go back to character customization, change my spells and things like that. I can go here to the NPC lounge and talk to them, but I'm all set up, so I'm going to jump right into the fight. There are new environments and new places that you can go to in Soul Sacrifice Delta, some of which have new weather effects. Even though they are old areas from the original game, they've changed them. Some of them now have weather effects, such as the desert stage, which may now produce a sandstorm while you're there. This stage also has an interesting weather effect, perhaps coming up in this fight. So there are new stages, new effects, new bosses, new mechanics. There's even new minions. One of the biggest complaints in this genre is that there's a lack of variety in the smaller minions that you fight. They've changed that a little bit in Delta by adding a few new types, which are pretty cool. Before I get into fighting the boss, I want to show you guys a couple of the new spell combinations that you can perform and new spells available. For example, I can activate my speed rapid move enhancement there, and then I can get out a melee weapon. And I don't even have to summon it. It just instantly came out, as you saw, because I had the rapid move. And so now I can quickly zip around and punish anything and everything around me just by quickly teleporting to it, or teleporting away if I want, like this. It's really awesome. This is one of my favorite new spell combinations. And it looks like I've activated the boss. Alright, well, I better wrap up this orc then and pick up a sacrifice. Uh-oh, no time. Alright, where was the other one? There it is. There's also the Grim option in between. You may have noticed by pressing both L and R, I can perform for the Grim faction. And watching the top left, it'll give me both a little bit of levels towards my life and towards my magic. Now, just like in before, each of these bosses have 3 cursed points. You can see there are 2 red and 1 purple. These represent sort of like weak points for the bosses. The red ones, I believe, represent the boss's overall health, and so by breaking those weak points, you will cause a lot of damage to the bosses, and it will give you a nice points boost towards your score at the end of the fight. The purple ones, I believe, represent the boss's functions, like their moves, what they're capable of doing. Some bosses may have weapons that they charge and empower to make stronger, but if you break that purple mark, for example on like the Cyclops or the Minotaur, on their weapons, then they are not as powerful anymore. Another cool spell combination are the Seed Mines plus a melee weapon. You can now add and combine those 2 effects to make a more powerful weapon. And the best part is that this is not only something that you can do for yourself, but players can... There, I broke his weapon curse point. Players can actually do this together. One person, for example, can lay the mines, and another person can pull out their melee weapon. So there's really cool synergy now between players and creating spell combinations like that. I'm trying to get rid of these stupid rats before they annoy me. Oops. And he did it for me, thank you. Oh no, not quite. Almost. Ah! Come on, squish that rat. Did you do it? Yeah, he did. But I don't want to stay here. Where is that? Here it is. Ah, it disappeared. I swear, I think that these bodies now do not last as long as they used to. These will disappear faster than they would before in Soul Sacrifice. So if you want to get a save or a sacrifice, then you need to get to it before long, because they will disappear, I think, a little bit quicker than before. Actually, what I should show you guys next is the spear. I love this thing. It's more, actually, I should say, a lance. Kind of like a polearm, like a dragoon weapon. It's amazing. I love this thing. It has incredible reach. It has awesome moves to perform, especially the charge attack, which is like a mini Excalibur, as you can see there. Excalibur being one of the Black Rights. There, I broke his other curse part. There's one more in the middle. Excalibur is one of the Black Rights, of course. And I love how they've kind of, oh boy, they've added that to the I'm just gonna call it a polearm, I guess. The polearm charge attacks, but each different polearm and each element, for example, a frost polearm will have different moves. They don't all perform the same. They have different charge attacks, which is really, really sweet. What I want to try and do now is break that last middle curse part, because if I can, I'll get a really nice points boost to my score. In Soul Sacrifice, of course, a big part of what makes this game fun to me is trying to get the highest score possible by completing certain kind of requirements, such as breaking curse parts, not getting... Uh-oh. I didn't have a spear ready, or a polearm. I still don't know what to call it. By performing in certain ways, you get points towards your score, and then depending on your score, you get better rewards. It's really nice. It's a nice way, I think, of rewarding players that are skillful. It rewards skillful play that way, instead of just giving you a flat reward for winning. You get rewards based on how good you are, which is one of my favorite things about this game. I want to break your face! There we go. Got it. I can perform this charge attack from a distance as well. Watch. See that? I don't have to be directly in front of him. Oh boy. You can see now the weather is changing. We've got a thunderstorm. With the thunderstorm, lightning bolts may come down and strike the ground, and if I'm there where the lightning strikes, it's gonna hurt me a lot. Like right here, I think? Yep, right there. Alright, I think it's time we finish the 3 pigs. Oh yeah! Yes! Alright, let's get rid of this rat first. So just like before, you have the option to either save or sacrifice monsters, and if you save them, they become your ally, and you can use them as allies to go on questing with you and things like that. And if you sacrifice them, well, then they just die, and you get points towards your magic power. If you perform Grim, it's the same thing for minions as it is for bosses. You will randomly either save them or sacrifice them. So that's worth keeping in mind if you're really trying to make allies. Then you don't want to use the Grim option. You may end up sacrificing them instead of saving them. It's completely random, it seems like. What I'm trying to do, of course, is gain more magic levels, so I will be sacrificing this guy. I don't like his stupid clothes either. There we go. I just leveled up to 20 magic levels. Alright, let's see what kind of score I got. I broke all of his cursed parts. I did some counters. Oh yeah, there it is. Legendary. You can see here, these are all of the spells that I got, and I got a pig nose. Sweet. Just what I wanted. I think that what I've seen so far, the rewards are more generous, or at least perhaps they are just more beneficial to those who actually achieve legendary scores now, like I did here. You will probably get a lot more for getting a higher score now than you will for getting a lower score, which I think really helps to yeah, reward, like I said before, skillful play. That's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Soul Sacrifice Delta and all of its new features and improvements over the original version. If you want to know my opinion on what I think overall, I think that Soul Sacrifice Delta is fantastic. I have absolutely no regrets whatsoever, or any kinds of feelings like I'm buying another copy of the same game. This is, to me, it feels like a very different game, a much better game than the original game was. The original Soul Sacrifice was great, it had its weaknesses, but Concept, the game developer, has revisited this game and has taken into account all of the original game's weaknesses, it seems, and made a really, really fantastic upgraded version of Soul Sacrifice here in Delta. I can only pray that we get a localization announcement soon, that they will translate this into English and other languages. Currently, like I said, it's only available in Japan, but if we keep our interest high, I believe, for Soul Sacrifice Delta, then Sony will take notice of that, and they will bring this game over to the West. Stay connected with me via Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. All of the links to that are in the description below, and help join with me as I reach out to Sony and them to try and get Soul Sacrifice Delta localized. That's it for now, guys. Stay subscribed. More Soul Sacrifice Delta gameplay is coming up soon. Thanks for watching. My name's Kinetic. I'll see you next time.